Hello, everyone. I'm Natasha, your host for today's episode.
Before we begin, take a breath. Get your coffee, your tea, whatever you have with you right now. Find a comfortable spot, make yourself at home. And let's spend one quiet hour in English together. Just you and me. No tests. No pressure. No rushing. I'm Emma, and welcome to Talk Grow English. Every Monday, you and I spend 1 hour living in English together. Not studying English. Living in English. There's a difference, a big one. Studying English is memorizing grammar rules and vocabulary lists. It happens in your head. Living English is talking about your morning, your coffee, the walk to work, the little things that made you smile today. It happens in your mouth, in your ears, in your whole body. That's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to tell you about my day. A full Tuesday, from the moment my alarm goes off to the moment I close my eyes at night. And you're going to come with me every step of the way. You'll shadow me, meaning you speak at the same time I speak. Not after me. With me. Think of it like singing along to a song. You don't wait for it to finish. You just sing. Don't worry about your accent. Don't worry about mistakes. Native speakers make mistakes every single day. What matters is that you're here, that you showed up today, that you're going to open your mouth and speak. So, get comfortable, take one more breath, and let's go. Before we walk into my Tuesday, let's warm up for just a moment. Think of it like stretching before a run. A minute or two to wake up your mouth and get your English flowing. These sentences are very simple. Don't overthink them. Just listen to my voice. Feel the rhythm and speak with me. Slowly. Together. I wake up. I get out of bed. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I make coffee. I eat breakfast. I get dressed. I leave the house. I start my day. Good. One more time, a little faster. I wake up. I get out of bed. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I make coffee. I eat breakfast. I get dressed and leave the house. I start my day. Perfect. 10 sentences. You already spoke English today. Let's go live my Tuesday together. It's Tuesday morning. My alarm goes off at 7 o'clock. It's not a loud alarm, nothing harsh, nothing jarring. I chose it very carefully. It's a soft, gentle sound that slowly pulls me out of sleep like a hand on your shoulder instead of a shout in your ear. But even a soft alarm is still an alarm. I open one eye, then the other. I look up at the ceiling of my apartment. The light is just beginning to come through the curtains, that pale, soft, early morning light that I love so much. The kind that makes everything look quiet and unhurried. For a moment, I just stay there. No phone. No rushing. Just breathing slowly, letting my body decide it's ready to begin. I think mornings should start gently. The day is long. There's no need to run at it from the very first second. Do you wake up slowly like me? Or are you someone who jumps straight out of bed? Let's say a few of these together. Slowly. I open one eye, then the other. I look at the ceiling. The morning light is soft. I stay in bed for just a moment. I breathe. I let my body wake up. Okay, time to actually get up. I push back the covers and sit up. My feet find the floor, and I shuffle, yes, shuffle to the bathroom. I am absolutely not a graceful morning person. My feet barely leave the floor before 8 o'clock. That's just the truth about me, and I fully accepted it. In the bathroom, first things first, cold water on my face. This is essential, non-negotiable. I turn on the tap, cup my hands, and splash cold water across my face, and just like that, I'm 30% more awake. It's not glamorous, but it works every single time. I brush my teeth. 2 full minutes. I'm very disciplined about this one thing. And then I look at myself in the mirror. Hair a little messy. Expected. Eyes not fully open yet. Also expected. But I smile at myself anyway. Even a small, slightly ridiculous smile. My mom always said, start the day with a smile, even if nothing is perfect yet. Especially then, actually, now. The most important part of my morning. More important than anything else I will do today. Coffee. I walk to the kitchen and I make 1 cup of coffee. 1 carefully made cup. I grind the beans fresh every morning. Yes, I know it takes a little longer, but the smell, that warm, rich smell that fills the whole kitchen, is worth every single second. While the coffee is brewing, I drink a full glass of water. Hydration first. That's what I always tell myself. And then the coffee is ready. And I completely forget about hydration. Until the following morning. I add milk. And sugar, maybe a little too. Much sugar. Honestly. My dentist would not be proud. But it makes me happy every morning. And some things are worth the small indulgence. I carry my coffee to the small table near the window, and I sit down. And I just breathe. Outside, the city is already moving. A man walking his dog, the dog pulling slightly to sniff every single lamppost. A woman in a bright orange coat, talking on her phone and walking very fast, very purposefully, like she's already late for something important. A delivery truck stopping and starting on the street below. Everyone out there is already going. And I'm in here, warm and quiet, with my coffee and my window and my morning. It's a good feeling. One of my favorite feelings, actually, Feel the rhythm with me. Fresh coffee every morning. The smell fills the whole kitchen. I carry it to the table by the window. I sit down. I breathe. The city is already moving outside, and I'm here, warm and quiet. Breakfast is simple. 2 slices of toast, whole wheat, always whole wheat. Butter first, then strawberry jam. Strawberry jam is my thing. I've had it every single morning for as long as I can remember. There's a jar of it in my kitchen right now that I bought 2 extra of last month because the supermarket near me briefly stopped stocking it. That's how serious I am about strawberry jam. I once tried raspberry, just to see. I didn't like it. I went back to strawberry the very next day. Some things in life don't need to change, and knowing that is its own kind of wisdom. I eat slowly. I look out the window. I don't check my phone yet. Not for these 10 minutes. This is my quiet time. The narrow strip of morning that belongs entirely to me, before the day starts asking things of me. Just the toast, the coffee, the light changing slightly on the wall, and whatever small scene is playing out on the street below. This morning, a woman walking 2 dogs who clearly want to go in different directions. She's losing the negotiation. I watch her for a moment and feel very grateful that I only have 1 water bottle to forget each day. What do you eat in the morning? You can say it simply. I eat rice for breakfast. I drink coffee every morning. I usually have bread and eggs. I don't eat breakfast. I'm never hungry in the morning. Good. Whatever you said, that was real English. After breakfast, it's time to get ready. I rinse my cup and my plate, weave them on the drying rack, and head back to my bedroom. I open my closet, and here begins the daily negotiation. What to wear today? I stand there for what is probably too long. I look at everything. I wait for some kind of inspiration. Sometimes it comes immediately. Sometimes it absolutely does not arrive. Today I keep it simple: dark jeans, a soft green cotton top, my white sneakers. Clean, comfortable, easy, good enough. Let's go. Then the bag. Phone, yes. Keys, yes. Wallet, yes. Water bottle. Where is my water bottle? I check my desk. Not there. I check the bathroom counter. Not there either. I walk back to the kitchen and, of course, there it is, sitting right where I left it this morning, on the kitchen counter, looking completely unbothered. Of course, every single day. I shake my head, put it in my bag, lock the door behind me, and step outside. The morning air hits me immediately, cool and a little sharp, the kind that finishes the job that cold water started. I take 1 deep breath, and then I start walking. The community center. Where I work is about 15 minutes from my apartment. I walk there every morning, and I love this walk. It's my in-between time, that quiet space between being home Emma and being teacher Emma, between my soft, unhurried morning and whatever the day is about to bring. I don't listen to music or podcasts on this walk. I know a lot of people do, and I understand why. But for me, this is my looking at things time. A bakery just opening, the owner propping the door open with his foot, the warm smell of bread drifting out into the cool morning air. Two small kids at the bus stop across the street. Their school bags almost as big as their whole bodies. One of them eating something from a crinkly packet. An elderly man on a bench outside the pharmacy, reading a newspaper, completely undisturbed by the whole world rushing around him. These small moments, they remind me that the world is full of ordinary. Stories and ordinary stories are my favorite kind. Let's say those together. I start walking to the community center. 15 minutes from my apartment. My in-between time. A bakery opening, the smell of warm bread. Two kids at the bus stop. An old man on a bench reading. Ordinary stories, my favorite kind. I arrive at the community center just before 8:45. The building is on Maple Street. A single-story brick building. Nothing fancy. Nothing that would stop you on the street to admire it. But warm, always warm. There's always something happening here. A morning job readiness class. An after-school homework program. A seniors yoga group on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. The community center is exactly what its name says. A center, a gathering place for the community. And it's my favorite building in this city. Anna is at the front desk when I walk in. She's been here longer than anyone. Longer than any program, any staff member, any piece of furniture in the building. She knows every face, every name. Every story she waves the moment she sees me. Before I've even made it through the door. Morning, Emma. Morning, Emma. Morning, Anna. How's your Tuesday so far? Good. Oh, and there's fresh coffee in the break room. James made it today. James made it? I pause just slightly. Is it drinkable this time? Anna laughs. It's actually good today. I was genuinely surprised. I smile and keep walking down the hallway toward room 4. Let's say those together, nice and easy. I arrive at the community center. A warm brick building on Maple Street. Anna is at the front desk. Morning, Emma. Morning, Anna. How's your Tuesday? Fresh coffee in the break room. Is it drinkable this time? Anna laughs. I go to my classroom, room 4, at the very end of the hall. I push open the door, turn on the lights, and look around. 12 chairs. I spend a minute rearranging them. Not into rows, into a circle. It always has to be a circle. In rows, there's a front of the room and a back of the room. There are students who feel visible and students who feel invisible. There are people who answer questions and people who quietly disappear into the background. In a circle, there's no front and no back. Everyone can see every other face, every moment of effort, every moment of confusion, every small smile when something finally clicks. All of it is visible to everyone. That matters to me more than I can properly explain. My students start arriving a few minutes before 9. I watch them come in and I notice, as I always do, how different they all are from each other. Yuki from Japan arrives first every single day. Without fail, she comes in quietly, sits down, opens her notebook, and is ready before anyone else has even taken off their coat. Yuki is the kind of student who makes other students want to try harder. Carlos from Mexico comes in laughing. He always has a story about his morning commute. The bus was running late. Someone's coffee spilled. A pigeon gave him what he can only describe as a meaningful look. Carlos makes the whole room lighter the moment he walks into it. And then there's Maria. Maria is 62 years old. She came to this country 2 years ago. She's learning English now at this point in her life, starting from nearly zero, because she wants to be able to talk to her grandchildren in America. Every time I think about Maria, sitting in that circle with her notebook, I feel something I don't have quite the right word for. Admiration, yes. Pride, yes. But also something quieter than that. Something that just makes me feel like the work matters. Because learning a new language as an adult is genuinely hard. It is uncomfortable and slow and humbling in ways that younger learners never really understand. It takes a particular kind of courage to do it anyway. Every single person in my classroom has that courage. Feel this with me. My students arrive before 9. Yuki comes first, already ready. Carlos comes in laughing as always. And Maria, 62 years old, learning English to talk to her grandchildren. Every one of my students is brave. We start class the same way we always do, with a simple open question. How are you today? Tell me one thing. Yuki says, choosing her words carefully. I am a little tired this morning, but I am happy to be here. Carlos says, I am feeling great. I had tacos for dinner last night, and they were honestly amazing. Everyone laughs. Carlos always makes everyone laugh. And then Maria speaks. Slowly, carefully. The way she always does, not because she's uncertain, but because she wants to say it right. She has that kind of quiet dignity about her. I am very proud. Because yesterday, I talked to my grandson on the phone in English. She pauses. He understood me. The room goes completely quiet for a moment, and then everyone claps. Not a polite little clap, a real one. I clap too, and I feel something rise in my chest that I always feel in moments like this, and it never gets smaller, never gets ordinary, no matter how many times I've been here for it. Now, how are you today? Tell me one thing, just one. Say it out loud. I am good today. I am tired, but I am happy to be here. I feel nervous about speaking English. I feel proud that I am practicing. We practice together for 90 minutes. Everyday situations. How to ask for directions. How to talk to a doctor. How to explain where you're from. How to make small talk with a coworker. We make mistakes. We laugh about the mistakes. We try again. Today, one of our activities is role play. I play a pharmacy assistant, and my students take turns. Coming up to ask for something simple. Medicine for a headache, easy scenario but real. The first few times, the student freezes, looks at me, looks at the floor. Long pause. Then in a very small voice, I have. Headache? And I say, of course. How long have you had it? And they look at me like I just asked them to solve a math problem in a foreign language, which is, actually, exactly what I did. But we go slowly. We go again. And by the fourth student, something shifts in the room. They walk in a little more confidently. The pauses get shorter. One student, a quiet young woman named Priya, who has barely said 10 words in 3 weeks, walks in, looks me right in the eye, and says, "Good morning. I have a headache. Can I have some ibuprofen, please?" Perfect sentence. Completely unprompted. The class goes quiet for a second. Then someone starts clapping. Priya looks like she might float off the ground. At the end of class, Yuki stays behind. She shows me her phone. A voice message she sent to an American coworker. In English. Her first one ever. She holds the phone out, then pulls it back slightly, then holds it out again. She looks nervous. She looks proud. She looks like she still can't quite believe she actually did it. Yuki, I say, this is a big deal. You should feel really proud. She smiles and looks at the floor for a second. Thank you, Teacher Emma. I watch her pack up her bag and leave. The door closes softly behind her, and I sit in the empty classroom for a moment, just the 12 chairs in their circle. The whiteboard still covered in words from the lesson. I don't clean it right away. I just sit there. I think about how many small moments like this I've been lucky enough to be in the room for. Yuki's voice message. Maria's phone call. A student named Ahmed, 2 years ago, who came to class one day and said very quietly, almost to himself. I had a full conversation at the grocery store yesterday. I didn't panic. He said it like it was nothing. But his hands were shaking a little. I wrote it in my journal that night. One of my 3 good things. People think language teaching is about grammar, rules and vocabulary tests. And yes, sometimes it is. But mostly, if you're doing it right, it's about being in the room. When someone realizes they can do something they were sure they couldn't do. That is a very good thing to be paid for. I erase the whiteboard, gather my things, and head to lunch. After class, I'm hungry. I walk 2 blocks from the community center to a small cafe called the Blue Door. It has a dark blue door, obviously. Small round tables, mismatched chairs. That definitely weren't bought as a set. Plants on every windowsill. The kind of place that feels like someone actually thought about it, actually cared about, making it feel like somewhere you'd want to stay. I've been coming here for 3 years. In that time, the Blue Door has become one of those places that feels like it belongs to you a little. Not because you own it, obviously, but because it knows you. Because the light inside is always the same. Because the smell, coffee and something baking, is always the same. Because Tom is always there. Some places hold you like that. Quietly, without making a fuss about it. Tom, the owner, is always behind the counter. He spots me before I've even pushed open the door. By the time I sit down, he's already calling across the room. Tomato soup and brown bread. Emma? I put down my bag. Yes, please. Tom. And a sparkling water. Coming right up. I always think about how much I love this moment. This small, ordinary, completely unremarkable thing. Someone knowing your order. Someone expecting you. It's such a simple form of belonging. And belonging, even in the smallest ways, matters so much more than we usually give it credit for. Feel these words with me. Someone knowing your order. Someone expecting you. That's belonging. Even in small ways it matters. I sit by the window. Always my window table if it's free. And I look out while I wait. The lunchtime crowd is different from the morning crowd. In the morning, everyone moves with that particular kind of urgency. Somewhere important to be. Something important to do. No time to look around. At lunchtime, people slow down. They talk more. They actually look at each other. A group of coworkers at the corner table, laughing at something that happened in their office. This morning, a young woman at the counter, with a laptop and headphones, in her own complete little world. 2 older women at the table beside me, sharing a piece of chocolate cake, and what sounds like a very important story about someone named Gary. I love watching people. I always have. Every person in this cafe right now has an entire life, a whole universe of experiences and memories, and worries, and small joys that I know absolutely nothing about. You can't see any of that just from looking. But you can wonder, and wondering about people is one of the great pleasures of sitting near a window. The soup arrives warm and thick. A little peppery, fresh bread on the side. Real butter I eat without rushing. No phone. No laptop. Just the food and the window. And the afternoon light coming in sideways. Across the table, I have a colleague, James, who eats lunch at his desk every single day. He says he doesn't have time to step away. And I understand that I really do. Life is busy, but for me, this break is almost sacred. This 30 minutes of actually stopping. Because when I come back after lunch, I'm different, more patient, more creative, more present in every conversation. Good food in a good place does something for the mind. Something real. The afternoon moves differently from the morning. In the morning, everything has that first day feeling fresh, a little uncertain, full of possibility. The afternoon is where the real work happens. I have a second class at 2:06 students, a little more advanced than my morning group. We work on job interview language today. How to talk about your experience. How to answer, tell me about yourself. How to explain what you're good at without sounding like you're bragging, which is surprisingly difficult in any language. One of the students, a man named David, who was an engineer back home, spends nearly 20 minutes practicing one sentence. I have 15 years of experience in structural design. 15 years of experience. And he can't get a job interview here because his English needs more work. I think about this a lot, about how much knowledge and skill disappears behind a language barrier, about how much the world loses because of it. But David keeps practicing again, slower again. By the end of class, he says it clean and confident. I can see something shift in his face. That small, quiet satisfaction of getting something exactly right after working hard for it. Perfect, David, I tell him. That's exactly it. He nods, puts it in his notebook. After the class, there's a staff meeting. Meetings are not my favorite part of the job. I'll be honest about that. But I bring coffee, it helps. We talk about new students joining next month, about scheduling, about a grant proposal that might fund a new evening program. That last one excites me the most. There are so many people who can only come in after work after their kids are in bed. If we can offer evening classes, we can reach so many more of them. After the meeting, I sit at my desk and do lesson planning for Thursday. This is one of my quiet favorites. Just me and a blank page asking, What do my students actually need this week? Not what the curriculum says. What do they actually need in their real lives right now? This week, I decide the language of asking for help. Could you repeat that, please? I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Can you say that more slowly? These phrases seem almost too simple to bother teaching, but they are enormous. Because if you can ask someone to slow down, almost any conversation becomes manageable. The whole world gets a little less frightening. By 5:30, I'm ready to go home. I say goodnight to Anna, who is still at her desk. Still the last one to leave. Still waving goodbye to everyone. With the same warmth she has at 8 in the morning. See you tomorrow, Anna. See you tomorrow, Emma. I step outside. The air has changed since this morning. Cooler now, and the light has gone golden and low. The kind of late afternoon light that makes even ordinary streets look like they're worth paying attention to. The city feels softer in the evening, less urgent, like it has finally stopped trying to prove something and is just being itself. I walk home slowly, no rush now. No more places to be. This is a good feeling too. A different good feeling from the morning one, but good in its own way. The first thing I do when I get home is take off my shoes. There is something deeply, completely satisfying about this one small moment. The exact second when the workday becomes officially, irrevocably over the outside world stays outside. I change into my evening uniform, gray sweatpants, old, soft, exactly right. My college sweatshirt, dark blue, slightly too big, the most comfortable thing I own by a significant distance. I make a cup of tea, sit down on the couch, and I just breathe. 5 minutes of nothing. No tasks. No phone. No decisions to make. Just the quiet apartment. The evening light coming through the window, and the tea slowly cooling in my hands. Now say these softly with me. I take off my shoes. The workday is over. Gray sweatpants. My old college sweatshirt. A cup of tea. 5 minutes of nothing. No tasks. No phone. Just quiet. This is my favorite minute of the whole day. Then dinner. Tonight, pasta. Simple tomato sauce, but I add garlic and olive oil and dried basil, so the whole kitchen smells like I actually know what I'm doing in there. I'm not a great cook, but I'm a confident one. There is a meaningful difference. While the pasta cooks, I move around the kitchen slowly. I fill a pot with water. I stir the sauce. I taste it and add a little more salt. There's something very grounding about cooking dinner. After a long day, you're doing something with your hands. Something simple. Something that has a clear beginning and a clear end. You start with raw ingredients, and you finish with food that feels good. After a day, full of things that don't have such tidy endings. I set the table just one plate, one fork, one glass. I light a small candle. That's been sitting on the kitchen counter for 2 weeks waiting to be used. Tonight feels like a candle kind of evening. While the pasta is cooking, my phone rings. Mom. She always calls at this exact time. I genuinely do not know how she knows. She just does. Hi, sweetheart. How was your day? Really good, Mom. Maria, my student, she talked to her grandson on the phone in English yesterday. The whole class clapped when she told us. Oh, Emma, that's just beautiful. A pause. And then, completely, totally predictably, are you eating? Are you eating enough? Mom, I am literally making pasta right now. Good. Is there a vegetable? There's garlic. We both laugh. We talk for 20 minutes about nothing important and everything important at the same time. About my cousin's new apartment, which everyone in the family has opinions about. About my dad's tomato plants in the backyard, which are apparently thriving this year. And he is very proud about a movie Mom wants to see, but can't convince Dad to go to. When we finally hang up, I feel full. Not from the pasta. From the conversation. From the sound of her voice. From the 20 minutes of just being someone's daughter. Not anyone's teacher. Not anyone's anything else. After dinner, I sit at my desk for a while. I open my laptop, and I read through the comments on my videos. Someone writes, I used to be so scared of speaking English. Now I practice every morning because of your channel. Someone writes, I got the job. The English interview went well. I kept thinking of your voice saying, slow down, breathe, keep going. Someone writes, my teacher told me my English has improved so much this year. I didn't tell her why. Someone writes, just 3 words, thank you, Emma. I read every single message, and I try to write back when I can. Even just a few words, keep going. You're doing better than you think. That job news made my day. I'm so proud of you. Because these aren't just comments to me. These are real people. Doing something genuinely difficult and finding their way through it. That deserves to be seen every single time. Eventually, I close the laptop and sit quietly for a few minutes. The apartment is very still at this hour. The street outside has gone quieter too. Fewer cars, fewer voices. I like the apartment at night. It feels different than it does in the morning. More settled, like the day has been digested. And everything is resting. Before bed, I open my journal. A small notebook, nothing fancy. I've had it about a year. The cover is a little worn at the corners now, which I like. It means it's been used. I write 3 things. Just three good things from today. Maria's voice when she said he understood me. Tom knowing my order before I even sat down. And this right now, this quiet apartment, this cup of tea, this particular stillness, that only comes at the end of a day. That went well. 3 things every single night. It sounds almost too simple to matter. And maybe it is simple. But I found that simple things done every day, without fail, tend to be the most powerful things of all. They add up quietly, almost invisibly, until one day, you look and realize something has actually grown. I closed the notebook. I set my alarm 7:00. I turn off the light. That was my Tuesday ordinary, warm, full of small good things. Let's take just a few minutes to practice some of the language from today. Not a long drill, just a few patterns, said together until they feel natural in your mouth. Try these with me. I wake up. I get out of bed. I wash my face. I make coffee. I eat breakfast. I get dressed. I leave the house. I start my day, now with feelings. I feel calm in the morning. I feel happy when I help someone. I feel tired after a long day. I feel grateful when I come home. I feel full, not from food, from connection. Now let's put it all together. Every morning, I wake up slowly. I feel calm. I eat breakfast by the window. I feel ready. I walk to work and notice small things. I come home in the evening. I feel grateful. I write 3 good things. I feel settled. I turn off the light. I feel ready for tomorrow. One more time. Faster, don't think. Just speak, wake up. Calm, breakfast. Ready. Walk to work. Notice small things. Come home. Grateful. Right. Settled. Light off. Ready. Good. Your mouth knows these patterns now. And now it's your turn. This is my favorite part of our time together. And I know, for some of you, it might feel like the scariest part. That's completely okay. That feeling is normal. It means you're about to do something real. I'm going to ask you a few questions. After each one, speak your answer out loud. You don't need to pause the video. Just speak while it plays. Whatever comes out, that is your English. And it is enough. Before we finish, tell me about your morning. What time did you wake up today? Did you drink coffee? Tea? Maybe just water? And how do you feel right now? Say it now, you're already doing it, real speaking. Now I want you to do one more thing. For the next 2 minutes, tell me about your day. Your whole day. From the beginning. Start with, I woke up at. And then just keep going. Don't stop to fix mistakes. Don't go backwards. Don't worry about whether it's right. Just keep moving forward. That is exactly what real speaking feels like. Always moving forward, even imperfectly. I'll be right here when you come back. Start now. Tell me about your day. Your whole day. From the beginning. Start with, I woke up at. Welcome back. I want to tell you something. What you just did. Speaking English alone about your real life in your own words. Without anyone helping you. Most people who study English for years never actually do that. They study. They practice grammar. They wait until they feel ready. But you didn't wait. You spoke. Those were your words. Your sentences. Your English. It doesn't matter if it was perfect. It wasn't supposed to be perfect. We're building something real here. And real takes time and practice. And exactly the kind of courage you just showed. Be proud of yourself genuinely. Let's finish together. Today you spent an hour living in English. You woke up with me, you walked to work. You sat in a circle with Yuki and Carlos and Maria. You heard Maria say he understood me and felt that land. You had tomato soup at the Blue Door. You debated garlic versus salad with Mom. You wrote 3 good things in a quiet apartment at the end of the day. And then you spoke, by yourself, for 2 full minutes, in English. That is not nothing, that is real progress. This week, I want to give you one small mission. Every night before you sleep, just 3 minutes. Tell yourself about your day. Out loud. In English. Start simple. Today I woke up at. I went to. I felt. 3 minutes. Out loud. Every night. By next Monday, you will feel a difference. I genuinely believe that. Before you go, leave one sentence in the comments. Today I feel because ... Just one sentence. I read every comment. Every single one. Next Monday, come back. We're going to spend a slow Sunday morning together. No alarm, no rush. Just coffee and soft light and easy English. Until then, take care of yourself this week. Drink your water. Get your rest. And remember, slow English is still English. Your English is growing. Every single day. See you next Monday. Emma.